All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? Just tapping in with my regular update for the couple of altcoins that we follow on this channel, namely Harmony One. I just want to say that I think we're in the final leg. I think that the dip that I was expecting, the one last dip, has happened. I think it's definitely happened. And we're on our way out of there. And I'm just going to run through why I see that. And I guess, sometimes the picture doesn't unfold clearly until, everything's there. And that's what I see is happening. So, if you like One Harmony and you like crypto analysis, chart analysis, pure chart analysis, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of stuff. All right. So I was kind of taking the opportunity to zoom out a little bit. Once again, I've just stopped looking at daily charts as much as I had, and really just looked at the weekly chart. And it becomes clear now that if we're using waves or a cycle, a 5-wave cycle, that this is kind of my most likely scenario. That our breakout of our 30-week moving average there, back in January 2021, led to a initial burst, like leg one, large pullback there with Bitcoin on the 21st of June, all the way down, found a bottom, kind of a A, B, C correction, and a little bit more. Pulled all the way back up, found that new all-time high, and now we've pulled back. Now, when I had a video a while ago. So on the 14th of October, I had this video, expect a dip in Harmony One. Now, some of you were listening, some of you weren't. Now, full transparency, I had my orders in. I nearly even didn't believe it was going to happen. But then, like it always does, and always did, it dipped with Bitcoin. So I was predicting something sub 19 cents. And in the comments, buy orders 20 cents. Hey, I don't think so. 2065 was zero too late, blah, blah, blah. And I think being a little bit too bullish when you're high, I've made that mistake many times lately. So people were saying it wouldn't fall below 2005. I'm tripping, all this sort of stuff. And that's fine. And I understand bullishness and it will always go higher. But I make these videos because I try and prepare people. So if you want to take a little bit of profit here and then buy back in a bit lower, or if you're not in the market yet and you can hold on, you can have a wait. So I did say expect a dip there in One Harmony. And the reality is we got back down to 13 cents. So I could never have predicted that. I can't predict what liquidity events will do, what mini market crashes will do, but the charts kind of tell us a story. And that is that it dipped just below a 30-week moving average, and it's found support on that for the next 2 weeks. So that's what's happened. That's where we're at, and I believe that's marked the turning of the corner into this next leg 5. Now, this gives me some vague timeline. Now, I'm not going to say that by March 7th an all-time high will be reached. But I'm going to say that, given what has played out, quite a steep run up, pullback, a shallow run up, and then, if we go back to that daily, just to use, the candle bodies to, give us a rough trajectory. So we could probably even pull it a little bit back and pull that in a little bit tighter there. So there we go. We can give ourselves a rough trajectory. Now, you can see on this leg 3, going from the bottom to the top, the angle is going to increase a bit because you're going for the top of the candle, right? So likelihood is that somewhere around here, end of February, like I've said for a while, that I believe that the bull market will extend into February, and we're going to get that peak. So at the moment, if we're looking at, maybe our 80 cent level, for the candle bases around that March time, but that's when where will we wick up to? Will we wick up to $1, $1.20? Who knows? but roughly, like this is kind of our target area, right? Somewhere from end of February through to the start of March 2022 in this zone here. So anywhere from that 80 cent level, or yeah, maybe a little bit lower, and then up to $1.20. So that's my price target. That's been consistent all the way along. Hathor Networks. Now, I had my video recently, who is going to be the leader. Now, I love Hathor. It's been one of my favourite projects to get in on early. I've loved being an accumulator back here, seeing this triangle pattern, learning a little bit about the project, and understanding that, along with it being a new project, it being launched, this was a kind of a bullish wedge. At the time in the market was going up, so that it was going to break up. Had a really good run. Once again, lessons learnt. Got too greedy at the top here, thinking it could only go up, and it will, and it did. But the ability to see things for what they are and see tops in the market is going to be the lesson that I learnt. So this is the thing. Once you get these kind of topping patterns, the likelihood is that there's going to be a fall. There's going to be a correction. Now, Bitcoin was probably telling the story at the time, but any kind of 1, 2, 3 triple top, and then another kind of weak attempt at a higher high, generally tells you that there's going to be a correction. And we could never have known how sharp that correction would be, but do you know what? It was a beautiful thing. Somebody got Hathor again under 25 cents, albeit for a brief moment there. Now, Hathor has climbed its way out of there beautifully, and once again, I've kind of once again, I put the 5 waves on there. One all-time high here in our triple top, pull back, found a bottom here, double tap bottom, ran all the way up to a new all-time high. So the same as Harmony 1, it's ran up past its all-time high, very bullish, and then the recent low is higher than that low. So we can safely say that, once again, using this trajectory, that we're on the way out of there and we're into wave 5. A lot of crypto has done its wave 5. Not a lot of crypto. Some coins have led the way early and done their wave 5 already. And that's great. Hathor is going to be one of the leaders, I reckon. And I'm going to go back to that weekly chart and just once again acknowledge the power of volume. This volume is a good thing. Large spikes in volume, and if we even go to that monthly, just to see that last month there was a decent increase in volume. Not so much this month, but they're still halfway to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if this month's volume increases again. And that's very, very bullish. Now, that candle at the moment is not looking very attractive, but we are only halfway through the month, so there's a lot more to play out. It just means that we started there, we've gone pretty back low, and now we're kind of somewhere in the middle, which is fine. It's not extremely bearish there. Going back to the weekly, you can see that we have made the reversal. So 4 or 5 weeks up and then 3 weeks back. So that's been the kind of pattern now. So a good run and then a pullback for a couple of weeks. A good run, pullback for a couple of weeks. So that's where we're at. And our targets are, definitely in the $5 range. But I'm thinking that we've got a potential to get up there, 7, 7.5, 8 maybe, based on the Fibonacci's of the recent pullback. And the beautiful thing is that the Fibonacci from the recent pullback directly correlates with the Fibonacci of this correction. Well, close enough anyway, so it gets us up there within the 7, 7.5. So I like that when there's some correlation and some consistency. It's a beautiful thing. Game credits. Now, I was looking at this one and I cannot see any clear waves, but if I was super bullish on it, I would say that wave 1, wave 2 pullback, we're still in the process of wave 3 and we'll get a sharp pullback and a pump out of there. But I don't know. I don't know if it is kind of, wave 1, 2, 3, but that wouldn't follow the rules. So I'm going to leave game credits there. I'm going to let it tell the story. Use the arc a little bit more to tell the story here of game credits. Now, being in the NFT space, things could continue a little bit more bullish a little bit later. It could be a laggard. Some people are saying that the season could run into the Northern Hemisphere summer, potentially. But we'll see. We'll have to see. I definitely am not looking for this to get to all-time highs, to take a large amount of profits, and I've said that for a long time, $1.80 plus, and then save a little bit in case it does get to that all-time high.